my goodness. Oh my goodness, what an absolute shocker of a game, folks. And let me tell you, the Baltimore Ravens, they were just relentless against the Miami Dolphins. Coming into this match, I thought it might be close, but wow, Ravens didn't just win, they dominated, didn't they? I mean, Lamar Jackson was back with a vengeance, and did you see how seamlessly he integrated into the team after his return from injury? It was unreal! 4 touchdown passes, you couldn't write it. It was like he hadn't missed a beat. And let's talk about the Ravens offense. Jackson just tore apart Miami's secondary with that insane depth and versatility. It wasn't just about him though. His connection with Mark Andrews and Charlie Kolar? Phenomenal. They were creating mismatches and running precise routes. It was like poetry in motion. But honestly, the contrast in preparation and execution between these teams was staggering. Baltimore was polished, strategic, while Miami, well, let's just say it was a bit disjointed with gaps everywhere. Now, let me know. What do you think about Jackson's impact? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and hey, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button for more electric post-match breakdowns. All right, folks, shifting gears from the Ravens' triumph to Miami's woes, let's dissect the Dolphins' struggles on the field. Man, oh man, the absence of Tyreek Hill was like a glaring hole in their offensive strategies, and you could feel it. Tua Tagovailoa had the weight of the world on his shoulders, scrambling under pressure with 25 completions off 40 attempts for just 245 yards. It's like he was throwing into a brick wall, right? And let's be clear, when he tossed that interception and took 2 sacks, those weren't just numbers, they were turning points. Now, Miami's lackluster 2 out of 12 third down conversions further sealed their fate. It was painful to watch how they couldn't capitalize on drives, like watching a car with no fuel trying to reach the finish line. You have to feel for Jalen Waddle, though, who tried stepping up with 82 yards on 6 grabs. But without Hill drawing coverage, the Dolphins just seemed flat and predictable. Those missed conversions haunt them, don't they? And can we talk about Riley Patterson for a second? 2 out of 3 on field goals just wasn't cutting it, especially when those 2 were the sole points they managed all game. Their failure in the red zone, going 0-3, speaks volumes about the pressure they crumbled under, lacking that creative edge in crunch moments. This game begs the question, how does Miami adapt? It's clear they need a contingency plan when key players are down. With 3 turnovers clouding the offense, something's got to give in Mike McDaniel's playbook, or the Dolphins' season might be in deeper trouble than anyone anticipated. But let's take a breather from the Dolphins' woes and look at the bright side for the Ravens fans. Because honestly, Lamar Jackson, where do you even start with that performance? Coming back after an injury, he was just fantastic. His presence on the field was a game changer, and it felt like he never missed a game. Can you believe he completed 18 out of 23 passes? And not just that, 4 touchdown passes. It's insane. He just shredded Miami's defense. The guy had a passer rating of 143.2. Now that's not something you see every day. It was like watching a master at work, his precision, his poise under pressure. You could see the ripple effect throughout the team. The offense just clicked. And we can't forget his 35 rushing yards. Not massive, but enough to keep Miami second-guessing themselves at every turn. That's what Lamar does. He keeps the opposition on their toes. The crazy thing is, his versatility isn't just about statistics. It's about how he dictates the game, how defenses have to constantly shift to try and contain him. And that opens up so many possibilities for Baltimore's offense. The Ravens have got a big weapon with Jackson back, no doubt. It's a new chapter for them in the AFC North. And if they keep this up, defenses across the league are in trouble. This might just be the start of something amazing for the Ravens' playoff push. Now let's pivot to the Miami Dolphins, and specifically the critical coaching decisions that seem to shadow their performance. So here's the thing, when you watch a game like this and see the penalties piling up, 5 for 45 yards, it's hard not to point the finger up the chain, right? It's like an echo of deeper problems, you know what I mean? Take the controversial tripping penalty. Man, that wiped a crucial gain off the board. Without that 36-yard boost, Miami was like a ship without a sail. Just drifting out there, and you could feel Mike McDaniel's frustration bubbling over in the post-match media sessions. But the real question is, were those complaints about the officiating just a smokescreen for deeper tactical missteps? The Dolphins' red zone meltdown, 0 for 3, are you kidding me? Could be seen as an indictment of their pre-game prep. The tactical disconnect between Miami's efforts and Baltimore's execution was glaring. It leaves fans and analysts wondering if McDaniel has the strategic chops to pull this team back. And without adjustments, you start to wonder about his job security. This isn't just about losing games, it's about losing control over a team that seems to crumble when the going gets tough. This match could be the litmus test for whether McDaniel's methodologies can stand the heat or whether change is looming on the horizon. If Miami can't flip the script soon, who knows what this season holds for them? Moving from the coaching turmoil to on-field execution, let's zero in on a pivotal aspect that swung the game heavily in Baltimore's favor: the touchdowns by Ravens tight ends, Mark Andrews and Charlie Kolar. Now here's the thing, Baltimore's strategy practically revolved around exploiting Miami's defensive weak spots using their tight ends, and man, did it pay off. First off, Mark Andrews was absolutely sensational. His physical presence and tactical awareness in the red zone were textbook. Take his 2-yard touchdown, for example. It wasn't just a score, it was a statement that set the tone right from the get-go. Andrews simply created separation, made the catch look routine, and boom! You could see Miami's defensive setup unraveling at that moment. Not to forget his 20-yard touchdown where his route running was on another level. The timing with Lamar Jackson was just click. You could feel the synergy, and it pointed to a deeper offensive depth that Miami just couldn't handle. And then Charlie Kolar stepped up, didn't he? That 3-yard touchdown reception he snagged was a dagger. It was more than just adding numbers to the board. It widened Baltimore's lead and compounded Miami's woes even further. It was like Baltimore had Miami's number all day. So when you dig into the execution of these plays, it's clear. Baltimore's tight ends weren't just scoring, they were strategically dismantling Miami's defensive fabric, play by play, proving once again how crucial their roles are in high-pressure situations. All right, let's shift gears from offensive brilliance to defensive dominance, because honestly, Baltimore's defense was like a fortress, just an absolute wall. Roquan Smith, man, his impact on the game was sensational. I mean, 12 tackles. He was everywhere, stopping Miami in their tracks, making life so difficult for their offense. And when Malachi Starks snatched that interception, it was like the cherry on top, showcasing just how alert and ready the Ravens were to capitalize on every tiny mistake the Dolphins made. And here's the thing, Baltimore's defensive line didn't give Tua Tagovailoa a chance to breathe. It felt like every snap was a battle as the Ravens pressured him relentlessly, which is probably why his passer rating plummeted to 70.9. They dictated Miami's offensive rhythm, forcing them into rash decisions that led to turnovers. And those turnovers, 3 of them. They were like gifts handed over on a silver platter, and Baltimore made Miami pay each time. With a third down conversion rate stuck at a measly 33%, Miami could barely sustain their drives. The Ravens just clamped down, especially in the red zone. No touchdowns, nothing. It was a defensive showcase that not only preserved their lead, but amplified it, leveraging every error Miami made into opportunities for Baltimore's offense to shine. This wasn't just a game, folks. It was an assertion of defensive prowess that, if maintained, spells trouble for anyone else up against this Ravens outfit as they surge forward in the AFC North race. Now, shifting our gaze to the fan reactions and the storytelling bubbling online, the narrative couldn't be more polarized between Miami and Baltimore. I mean, where do you even begin? For Miami Dolphins fans, this game was, well, an emotional rollercoaster, and not the fun kind. Let's admit it, the frustration peaked as their hopes of a comeback were dashed repeatedly. Social media was flooded with criticisms, particularly pointing fingers at those missed conversions on third down, a shocking 2 out of 12 factorial, and the turnover nightmare that unfolded. Seriously, Dolphins fans are out here questioning everything from play calling to quarterback decisions, with a lot of ire directed at Tua Tagovailoa and head coach Mike McDaniel. On the flip side, Baltimore Ravens supporters are, can I just say, absolutely buzzing. Lamar Jackson, folks, what a comeback. His performance wasn't just a stat boost, it was a rallying cry. There's this renewed energy, a belief that, hey, we are here to contend. Fans are reveling not only in Jackson's excellence, but also in a Ravens team that's showing they can dig deep and deliver across all facets of play. And let's not overlook the online chatter about Baltimore's defensive masterclass, with Roquan Smith's 12 tackles being a particular highlight. In essence, while Ravens enthusiasts are seeing playoff visions dance before their eyes, Dolphins fans are left questioning the direction. This divergence in narratives is setting the stage for a very interesting season ahead. What a whirlwind of emotions, right? So as we pivot into wrapping things up, let's take a look at what's in store for both teams moving forward. Now here's the thing, the Baltimore Ravens have to be feeling absolutely brilliant after this performance. Lamar Jackson's dynamic return and that mind-blowing display could be just what they needed to kickstart their campaign. They're clearly setting their sights on making waves in the AFC North, and if they keep this up, who's to say they aren't playoff contender material? On the flip side, the Miami Dolphins, man, they've got some soul-searching to do. Their offensive struggles and those costly turnovers aren't doing them any favors. To be honest, the pressure is mounting on Mike McDaniel to steer this ship back on course. With the Buffalo Bills on the horizon, they've got to buckle down, sort out these inconsistencies, and frankly, get serious about this season if they want to stay afloat in the division. Now, switching gears, it's going to be fascinating to see how these narratives unfold. Ravens fans are probably buzzing and ready for what's next, while Dolphins supporters are keenly hoping for a turnaround. At the end of the day, football's a wild ride, and these plot twists are exactly what keep us glued to the screen. All right, guys, I've rambled on long enough. What are your thoughts? Do the Ravens genuinely look like they're ready to take the league by storm? Or can the Dolphins bounce back stronger than ever? Let's get that discussion going in the comments. I can't wait to hear what you all think.